Hello, welcome to the first Premiership Teams Tuesday of the season. Here are the headlines. It's nah for To'o as the Panthers' powerful winger can't roll the dice on a dodgy hamstring. Americans love their burgers, but will they like this patty? Ricky Stewart certainly does, not afraid to throw a 21-year-old debutante onto Allegiant Stadium. And have Cronulla played it right? The last to arrive in Las Vegas after leaving their Los Angeles training base. Good to have you with us. I'm Matt Russell, joined by, or for another season, by 1996 Premiership winner Mark Spud Carroll. Spud, welcome back.
Mate, it's good to be dressed up again. I've excuse the voice, a bit of Darren Lockie impersonation. So, but I just watch what's happening in Vegas. It's going to be unreal. What an opportunity to showcase a great game.
How big a talking point has it been in Spud's gym?
A little bit of chat, just seeing if I was going, which I'm not. You and I are here. But it's going to be a great occasion for these young men to sort of showcase what we do.
Now, we'll hear from Spud's Eagles a little later in the show, but before that, you got them above or below where they finished last year in 7th?
I've got them in my 8th. How hard is this season going to be? It's just so hard to put.
Impossible. I think Melbourne's going to have a strong season, so I'm tipping them. Penrith will be there again. But when it comes to the bottom half of the ladder, no idea.
I don't think the West Tigers will come last. That's one call. I think the Broncos will make it. I think just under the guidance of Maguire, his Madge's been hammering them, but they look good in trials.
Spud, let's get into the Vegas team news. Penrith against Cronulla in the last game at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday. Powerhouse winger Brian To'o has lost his race with a hamstring injury, so Casey McLean joins the starting 13. Luke Garner has been named in the centres with Paul Alamotti on the other wing. Off-season surgery was too big a setback for newcomer Blaise Talangi and Liam Henry. That means Jack Cole will play 5/8 and Luron Patea joins a bench that also includes Dane Laurie, Matt Eisenhuth and club debutant Isaiah Papali'i, his 4th club. Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary and Liam Martin have timed their returns from off-season surgery to perfection. There are 11 survivors from last year's grand final in that lineup. Now, Cronulla have named local Sam Stonestreet to play his 6th NRL game in the bright lights of Las Vegas. Addin Fonua-Blake will play his first premiership game as a Shark after leaving the Warriors. The spine breeds Will Kennedy, Nicho Hynes, Braden Trindle and Blake Brayley. Spud, what a great way for Cronulla to underline their intentions this year by beating the Premiers first up. Will they?
Well, looking at that team sheet, I'm really impressed with the Sharks. The main acquisition is Fonua-Blake. He comes in, brings guidance. He tortures people. He likes hurting people. He's got aggression, and I think looking at that pack, mate, they're going to be dominating this year, and to beat Penrith first up, what a scalp.
Well, you reckon they'll do that with Addin Fonua-Blake? Okay.
I really feel he's a massive difference.
Plenty of eyes on their halves. Jack Cole in for Jerome Luai. Nicho Hynes always demands plenty of attention. He finished the year behind Braden Trindle with his leading role during the final. So what would you say to those two men who play pivotal roles in the brightest light in Vegas?
Just play your own game, Matt. Everyone's got their own skill set. Just go and do what you do. Practice what you preach, and game time, that's the time to shine.
And you're saying Addin Fonua-Blake can help Cronulla beat Penrith, extending that out. Do you see them going from top 4 to grand final and perhaps premiership team with Addin Fonua-Blake there? Yeah,
I can. Yeah, the footwork of this big bloke, he's got great skill, but he's just got that demeanour of hurting people. As I said, I think the Sharks on their day 2 years ago, they had the best of the fence. The fence wins matches. If they get that sorted, they've got some amazing outside backs, some really good combinations. We're all looking forward to seeing what the Trindles of the world do, and I think it's going to be great.
Big and scary, but mobile with footwork. Quite the package in the front row. Addin Fonua-Blake for the other team. How do the Panthers handle the absence of James Fisher-Harris?
Did you watch the game on the weekend?
I did.
Second grade side. I know I was up against Manly. It's only trial forms, but what they do, they've got wardrobes. I keep telling you, they go into closets, they bring out a drone, Fisher Harris, we've got the same bloke.
Yeah.
Do your yards, do your metres, do your tackles, don't drop balls. Mate, they are a production line. Very hard to beat.
So Moses Leota starts in the front row this weekend, and Lindsay Smith as well, fresh from Kangaroo selection last year. So they lose Fisher Harris, but they've got a young talent right there. Now, Cody Kay is on the ground in Las Vegas and spent time with both clubs today.
Well, after 4 days of blissful anonymity in LA, Cronulla finally touched down here in Las Vegas. The last team to arrive looking fresh and ready to get to work, having avoided the temptations a place like this has to offer in abundance.
It's really a good feeling, like being able to, go out and, get a coffee and that and walk around and, nobody has a clue who we are. Like when we wear our gear around, people asking us sort of who are we or who do we play for and that, and they get a bit surprised even just when we say we're from Australia, so it's pretty cool.
As for the scandal Canberra brought upon themselves with the late night fight between Hudson Young and Morgan Smithies, Penrith believe the answer to avoiding those kind of headlines is actually pretty simple.
Yeah, I haven't really thought too much about it. I mean, that's something for Canberra to deal with, I think, and apparently they've dealt with it well. So, it's nothing for me to comment on, but yeah, they're sure they're dealing with it well.
And unfortunately for the Panthers, the news isn't great. With Blaise Talangi, the man tasked with replacing Jerome Luai at 5'8", and star winger Brian To'o, both ruled out of their season opener against Cronulla. Talangi because he's not quite 100% following off-season shoulder surgery, and To'o because of a hamstring complaint.
He's still really learning and really trying to just take everything in here as well. So it's probably a good time for him just to maybe buy his time and see how it all plays out. But Blaise is a quality player and he'll get his shot eventually, and I'm sure he'll take it with both hands. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Yeah, he didn't do anything with his team today. So, yeah, a lot of guys this sort of early stage of the week are doing their own sort of bits and pieces what they need to get done. In my opinion, the best winger in the comp, so that'll be a massive loss. In saying that, we've got a great squad over here that will do a great job.
But even without Talangi, the Panthers are still adamant they're well covered at 6, with Jack Cole now set to partner Nathan Cleary in the halves. The reigning premiers now all business as they knuckle down to prepare for Cronulla.
Expect nothing less from Jack Cole. He's training really well throughout the off-season and gets his opportunity, and he'll be really good for us.
For all 4 visiting NRL sides here in Las Vegas, the more loose part of this trip is now perhaps mercifully over. It's now all about getting the business done at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday and coming home to Australia with 2 competition points. Cody Kay in Sin City for Fox Sports News.
In the first NRL game of the season, Canberra want to take the baseball bats to the Warriors and not themselves. How about this for a story? Owen Patty will make his NRL debut in Vegas off the bench for Canberra. The 21-year-old Queenslander has come through the grades at the Raiders as last year's Jersey Flegg Player of the Year. On club debut and in only his second NRL game, former Dragon Sav Tamale will play on a wing for Canberra. Corey Horsburgh will start in the middle, seeing Josh Papali'i go to the bench. Zach Hosking has beaten a calf injury after being kept to only 8 games last year because of a shoulder problem. Good mates, very good mates. Hudson Young and Morgan Smithies start together in the back row. More on them in a moment. Pre-season injury to Dallin Watene-Zelezniak sees Tane Tuapiki take a wing position for the Warriors. Ali Leotawa is in the centres, with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on a wing. Tamare Martin and Luke Metcalf start the post-Sean Johnson era in the halves for the Warriors. Newcomer James Fisher-Harris joins Mitch Barnett as leaders of the pack, and co-captains Erin Clark returns to the club, where he played 1 NRL game in 2017, hoping to help cover the retirement of Tohu Harris. Have the Warriors covered the losses of Harris, Johnson and Fanua Blake sufficiently, Spud, to be a force in this year's competition?
Well, they've certainly, Fisher Harris has gone over there, Fanua Blake, but the other 2 blokes, Harris and also Johnson, mate, they are massive pieces of their jigsaw, and they haven't got the pieces to fill those spots. I think we're going to struggle a bit.
I'd imagine that Fisher Harris and Barnett, the middle forwards, the co-captains, are your types of blokes, Spud.
What a combo. I think also Barrett, now he's played for Australia, he's got that under his belt, and he loves dominating through the middle. Now he's got another front row partner, that being Fisher Harris, who's world class. We're going to see the best of him.
What about Owen Patty? So over the last few years, he's played SG Ball, jersey flag with precious few fans in stadiums, but made all the right moves. He makes his NRL debut at Allegiant Stadium. How will he be feeling in front of a huge television audience? So much interest and attention. He not only makes his NRL debut, but does it on an incredible stage.
Well, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And this young man, he's just been waiting for his opportunity. What an opportunity. I just said, probably one of the best grounds in the world in front of a massive crowd. And he'll be excited, I guarantee you. He'll be ready to perform.
And when I read through that team list and I got to Corey Horsburgh, you started nodding vigorously in your chair because he has shed weight in the off-season. He's followed your training regime and he's starting for Ricky Stewart.
Good. I love him. It's when he is, you need to work on a few things, but as a footballer, skill set. He's also got a kicking game in his game. Remember?
Yes, I do remember. I don't know whether he's got a kicking game, but certainly not after Ricky got to him.
But under the guidance of Ricky, they're going to be a stronger side, especially in the forwards. You know, when you go down to the Canberra Stadium, you leave with bruises.
And they open the NRL season. Let's go back to Vegas. Here's Cody Kay again with a couple of apologetic Raiders.
It is the late-night scuffle that could derail the Raiders' season before it even begins, with Canberra teammates Hudson Young and Morgan Smithies coming to blows and briefly being evicted from their hotel after a night out on Thursday, when one of them was left without a room due to a check-in issue with their hotel and was then told by his teammates that he couldn't share his teammate's bed until his became available.
Embarrassed for myself, our teammates, the NRL and the game, yeah. Like I said, I'm just sorry for my actions on Thursday night and looking forward to playing on Saturday.
Morgan, you got a shiner under your eye. Is that from?
Nah, from training.
Both players will still be allowed to play against the Warriors, with the club set to delay sanctioning them until they're back in Australia. A fine is likely, though, with the club at this stage seemingly unkeen on standing either of them down.
Hudson, why do you think you should be allowed to stay in Vegas?
I don't really know, but we've dealt with that internally as a club, and Sticky's been on the front foot, and he's no Sticky, and everything's been dealt with.
Yeah, obviously he was disappointed. We were disappointed in ourselves, so obviously he's going to be disappointed in us. But yeah, we apologise, and you know we're just looking to move on and focus on this week. Obviously it's a massive week, so yeah, we're just wanting to put it to bed really.
But the overwhelming feeling now for both players is one of embarrassment, knowing that beyond letting both the club and the code down, it's their families who are also hurting.
I feel awful, and especially for my family as well. Obviously it's a massive thing for them coming over here, and now they have to deal with this as well. We're so close as a team, and me and Morgan are really good mates, and everyone knows that in the team, and we're strong, and like I said, we've dealt with this many days ago, and we've moved on.
News of the Raiders' hotel scuffle, of course, grabbing the attention of the wider NRL community, including their upcoming opponents, the Warriors.
I guess that's something that they have to deal with. It's their business. If I'm being honest, I don't really care what they're up to. Just about what we do and how we prepare, and you know, for us it's making sure we look after our own backyard. Sin
City living up to its name from the very outset for the Raiders, but in a town where you can be down one moment and up the next, it is a black eye they'll be very keen to move on from quickly as they attempt to shift their focus back onto footy and their season opener against the Warriors at Allegiant Stadium in 5 days' time. Cody Kay in Las Vegas for Fox Sports News.
We'll get the rest of the round one teams next Tuesday when 6 more games complete the split start. Manly host North Queensland on Saturday week. Luke Doherty was at their season launch today.
Suiting up for another season at the Sea Eagles, the big question at the club remains unanswered.
You know, I don't have a decision around my future just yet, and that's probably why there's so much interest around it, because everyone wants answers, but it's just not the right time.
Cherry Evans is in talks with the club's bosses as he begins the chase for a second premiership 15 years after his first in his rookie season. The passion to compete as strong as ever.
If you knew how much I love rugby league then and still love it now, you wouldn't be surprised. Some people don't like to be called footy players or have their identity tied to the game, but this game has given me so much and I'm so grateful for. I'm going to continue to do it for as long as I can. If I get to play on Beyond this year, then that's a bonus.
Turned 36 last week. I feel like the last 2 years have been as good, if not better than he's played in his career.
Manly finished 7th last season, a first finals appearance since 2021. The task now, repeating that. The last time they made the finals in consecutive years, 2014.
A team sort of 4 or 5 down to team 13 or 14, very close. And so last year was around breaking the cluster, and this year we're 12 months on from that, and there's an opportunity for us to improve and go to that next level.
The Sea Eagles bowed out in the second week of the postseason, losing 40-16 to the Roosters. The key focus area for improvement clear.
Defensively, if you're not in the top 2 teams, it's going to be really hard for you to win a premiership, and you just only have to watch the guys that have won the last 4 years in the Penrith Panthers. Their defensive efforts they're just world class, right?
Also world class, Tom Trbojevic, who's fit and ready to go after another injury-hit season in 2024. There's been no talk, though, about moving him from the number 1 jersey and into the centres to ease his workload.
He'll play fullback. He's our fullback.
Taniela Paseka will play front row against the Cowboys on Saturday week, the forward overcoming a shoulder injury sustained against the Rabbitohs in the pre-season challenge. Luke Doherty, Fox Sports News.
I reckon Anthony Seibold nailed it, Mark, when he was talking about Daly Cherry Evans. I don't think we're going to watch the last of DCE this season. I think he's got another couple in him.
Why would you retire? As a rugby league player, you think you can play to 100. He's 36. But then now the scientific getting better after a game, recovery. He looks young. I like the combination with Brooks. I'm really looking forward to seeing this as second year together. Trbojevic, Tom, that being fit. He's a great acquisition for the game.
And you'll be there Saturday week to watch them go against the Cowboys. Some news out of the Broncos this afternoon. Centre Katoni Staggs will miss up to 6 weeks because of a quad strain. And a hamstring injury will keep Jock Madden out of round 1, leaving Brisbane's halves even skinnier. The Broncos open their campaign on Thursday week in Sydney against the Roosters. And Canterbury have released talented youngster Carl Oluwapu with 2 years still to run on his Bulldogs contract. Oluwapu played 7 NRL games at the Dogs in 2023 before a neck injury derailed his career. Still only 20, he hopes to revive his NRL ambitions elsewhere. Still to come, we'll look at the other games this Sunday, joined by a special guest all the way from the UK. Now, though, what do you think of the new NRL advertising campaign?
It's a new year.
That is exquisite rugby league!
A new season. With new beginnings, new leaders, new opportunities, and new hope. The only thing that isn't new is the dream.
Sit back and enjoy rugby league beauty. Oh, what a shot! Get that in the air. Oh, yes! What a moment! That is the NRL at its absolute best.
It all starts now. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go!